Dude, why are you so tan?
I am a little darker than normal.
A little darker.
Yeah, I was on the beach for a little while. But
yeah, you're real dark.
Yeah.
We are here with probably, arguably, our favorite woman on the face of this planet.
That is right.
Who is that? You've known her.
Barbara Brownlie. Actually, I was the first time I met you? Honor Flight.
At the gala at
yes.
the Jewish Community
Yes,
Center.
and that was raising money for Honor Flight, which is basically sends World War II vets back to D.C. So, and then you've got your hands in like almost everything in Tucson.
Almost.
Almost, yes.
What am I missing?
What am I missing, Aaron?
I don't know. That's what we're here today to find out.
Oh, we haven't invented it yet.
Yeah. And that's the unique thing, that we are just very, very fortunate to have you involved in all this stuff to kind of feed us and let us know what you need and kind of help you out in that manner too.
Awesome.
So yeah.
Awesome.
So, what's one of your biggest items that you've got going right now?
The biggest one probably right now is Wreaths Across America.
Okay. What is that?
Wreaths Across America is a national nonprofit started in Maine by the Worcester family. He has a nursery, and he had leftover wreaths in 2007, so he called some senators and wanted to know if he could place those in Arlington because he didn't know what to do with them. So he did that, and the rest is history.
Gotcha.
He's now at 1,400 cemeteries across America.
How many wreaths is that a year, ballpark, do you know?
I think it's over 1 million, Chase. I think they've laid over... In 2005, it was 901,000. So I think the stats are pretty close to 1.5 million.
And so for local in Tucson here, how many wreaths are we intending to lay down on the gravestones of these vets?
Marsha Moon, our Gold Star mom, coordinates it at Eastlawn Palms. Her goal is 2,400 wreaths this year.
Okay.
I believe we're going to go over that. I just do. I have this feeling. We've had Team Integrity, and then we've had a couple other local businesses come on board, so we're going to explode it. Yeah. What we do with all those wreaths is going to be a great problem.
Yep.
It's going to be an awesome problem.
Well, I think what it does is it's a sign of respect, not only for the individual, their family, but it's also a way for the community to get involved when they don't know how to get involved.
Correct.
I think that is something that I think we're missing at times. People just don't know how to get involved.
Or you don't hear about it unless you've done it or you know somebody that did it. The Wreaths Across America's mission is to teach on and remember. So they're teaching the children about to honor the veteran who has passed and still living, what it means to have your freedom.
Look at it too, going all those wreaths when everybody's finished. That's just one cemetery in Tucson, and just how many people have served to protect our freedoms.
Right, and it's a beautiful sight, Chase, when you drive down Grant after the ceremony and the whole cemetery is green with red bows on it. Yeah. I mean, it's just beautiful.
Yep.
So go ahead. I was going to say, you actually, I want to know this story. Okay. You were an integral part of bringing Honor Flight into Tucson. How did that happen? And why did it happen? What spurred you or...
Got it going?
Yeah.
I have a cousin in Chicago who had gone on an Honor Flight as a guardian, and she sent me an email in 2010, I think, saying...
So what's a guardian?
A guardian is someone that goes with a veteran. It's 1-to-1, one guardian to one veteran, so that if he's in a wheelchair, needs assistance, you are there. You are at his or her side the whole time. Cool. That person does pay their own expenses, but
the veteran doesn't.
The veteran goes free, but as you know, if you've been a guardian, it's a trip of a lifetime. So my cousin sent me an email to check into it, and I was getting ready. I had just retired, and I thought, I knew I wanted to work with the military, so I looked it up. In Arizona, we only had one spot, Prescott. So I called them, got on board, joined the board. And after a year, we had 500 veterans on the wait list, and I said, we got to do something down south. So we broke away. They gave us funding money to start down here. We found a donor to do the nonprofit 501c3. We built a board. I asked people to meet me at Coco's. Yeah. Here's the deal, and the rest is history. I think they're going on their ninth year, and they've sent over 800 veterans.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I remember one of the things that drove me a lot was talking to Kathy Manser, and she was the one usually making the phone calls out to the vets to congratulate them on, hey, you've been accepted and your trip's coming up and these are the dates. She was telling me, like, almost half of the phone calls that she would make, the individual had passed. So that told me real quick that it ticking time bomb. So,
right.
And that's kind of what drove me. And then I got involved in it. And then I was like, and I heard your name a couple times, but I'm like, who is this Barbara? I haven't seen her. And then it was at one of the fundraisers. So where we finally met.
And weren't you on an airplane ride when you were heard an honor flight?
I was. I was actually with Emerson Knowles. Yes, mm-hmm. When he was actually running one of them, and Kathy was on that one as well. And I remember I was on a business trip coming back, and I was like, what in the heck is going on here? I saw all these people in different colored T-shirts, and I remember sitting next to a vet that he was trying to tell me his story, and I couldn't understand a word he was saying, and he couldn't hear me, but we had a good old time. And I came downstairs the escalator at Tucson, and I remember going, what in the world is this, really? And as I went down, my old unit was actually standing in formation. And I'm looking at my old guys that are standing. I'm like, what the heck is going on here? And I was like, and it just hit me. I was just flooded with emotion. I'm like, this is cool. Okay, this is cool that the tradition has carried on to the next, era there. And then so I stayed there for a little while and watched the guys come in, and I'm like, okay, I got to do something. And it was right then. It's when I was like, all right, we got to do some fundraising. We got to do something. I got to find out more, and then that's all she wrote. So then, and then with that, you've kind of been a part of that, and you kind of handed the baton off. Am I right with that?
I did. My husband had open heart surgery and a stroke, and I was doing 70 hours a week, and it was time to. I did not intend to stay there. I'm a fire starter. I get it going.
That's a good thing.
Get a solid base going where you can pass it off, because you can't grow an organization if you're the same group of people that try to do that. You need to.
So what blows my mind about you is I was a pastor for 15 years, all volunteers that helped out. I've never seen anybody assemble volunteers like you are able to.
Thank you.
And it's what we joke around with is going, there's not an ask going, hey, will you do this? It's going, hey, we're doing this. Mm-hmm. Like, there's no, I wonder if we can get this done. It's, we're going to get it done. We'll get the people. We'll figure it out. It's just, it's amazing.
Well, my whole life I've been a volunteer coordinator in everything I've done. When my husband was stationed in San Diego in the Navy, I was the ombudsman for the USS Anchorage when he was on there. So it's a natural fit.
Yeah.
You either have it or, if you don't like it, it is a lot of work, but it's not work to me. I make it fun, because if you don't want to do that job, then we'll find something else for you. If you don't want to do that job, don't come back.
Yeah. And it's okay.
It's okay. We can't be we can't make everybody happy, but the ones that we do make happy are repeat flyers.
Yeah. And what I feel like is you're inviting people onto a journey.
Correct.
They're going to be able to experience something very cool.
Well, and you guys, your team's still talking about it. It was last Wednesday that we did that. It was a day to be out of the office and just be silly.
Yeah.
We played silly music. We dressed up in our minion Halloween. Our Hawaiian skirts and put on silly glasses, because it's
fun.
It's for the betterment of our country.
Yeah. So we were able to get.
Yeah, and I was going to say, can we explain a little bit about that?
So we did how many bags of lunch? 300 and something?
We put goodie bags for 349 DM deploying troops.
So they're getting those. It was just snacks and some fun stuff, and they'll get those when they deploy as they're leaving.
Correct, because we want them to remember that people at home, they'll have that eaten before the wheels are up.
Air. Yep.
Which is fine, but we want them to know that this community supports them on their journey.
And then we rolled 150 something.
132 Hawaiian shirts into like sausages.
Who was the best, Barbara?
And the best sausage roller would be, I think he works at some restaurant here in town on his side. I don't know that you know that.
Chipotle.
Oh, okay.
It was a burrito wrap that you couldn't even unwrap.
I can roll a shirt. Apparently, that's my gift. I didn't realize it.
Yeah.
That it was pretty good. But so those are all being shipped overseas to a base, and those soldiers will get Hawaiian shirts.
And they'll probably go out they are already in South Carolina. She had them posted on her Facebook page last night that Gwen Pollard is blown away that we did. We are probably the champions of the most shirts sent in. It's not a race. It's about helping others.
Yeah. But we are winning.
We are in Tucson.
In Tucson. What's the purpose behind sending Hawaiian shirts to deployed soldiers?
It builds morale.
Yeah.
And the reason it does is she sent a shirt to her son Randy when he was deployed to Afghanistan. He wore it on base, and Annie wore a cabana hat one day, and all the troops said, "I need one." So Randy said to his mom, "Mom, I need 300 shirts." She goes, "Okay, I'll do that." But that's it. Well, as of yesterday, it's up to 12,200 shirts.
And just seeing the pictures on their Facebook page of, 50 guys and women dressed in Hawaiian shirts with grinning from ear to ear.
Yeah, from ear to ear.
You know what it reminds me of is MASH.
Yes.
Hawkeye always used to wear.
Saying
Hawaiian
that,
shirts.
last week she received some shirts from Hollywood actors.
That's awesome.
From a costume shop. So we're assuming they came. They came from MASH.
There you go.
That's pretty neat.
And then totally random but different than Hawaiian shirts is tell us a bit about the bunk beds.
The bunk beds. I can't think of the guy's name that started it, but he quit his 6-figure job because he found out children were sleeping on the floor. And he said, no child in my community is going to sleep on the floor. It's called Sleep in Heavenly Peace. We have a chapter that just started here in Northwest Tucson. He's trying to get up and running. But you go to his workshop and you make... I don't know if everything's cut out and you just assemble them. I don't have all the facts. But I know that we need to be involved in that because there is no child that needs to sleep on the floor. No. So they get a bunk bed, a mattress, and all the bedding.
That's so awesome. And then how much is it? It's like $150 or $300 for a double or something?
I think so. It's not
crazy.
No.
It's just, and when you listen to it of kids that are in the foster system, they're sleeping on the floor in their workers' office, that type of stuff. Right. Yeah. So we've got everything from honor flight to bunk beds to Hawaiian shirts.
Yeah, you guys were also a part of that. Were you guys folding little mini flags?
Oh yeah, I found this.
Yeah.
I think somebody through Honor Flight gave it to me. It's called Pocket Flags for Soldiers, and the other one's called Troops for Stars. The pocket flags, you were graciously donated those. We folded them, put them in a little bag, and then it has a little saying, "Remember me, I'm here thinking of you." The little stars they take old flags and cut the star out and put that in there, and that also has a little saying.
Yeah, so. we were actually, our real estate coach called a couple weeks ago and asked, "Hey, what's the proper way to dispose of a flag?" And there's burning it, burying it, or actually donating it. And where they donate the tattered flags to is they do exactly that. They cut the stars out, and then they provide those stars to other individuals, and then they burn the rest of the remains. So we're just exhausting all avenues of that.
Well, and we're repurposing those instead
That's right.
I mean, now burning them is the traditional way that we've done for years and years. But now somebody found that if you send that, and you can imagine what that feels like to the soldier that has that in his pocket or his helmet when he takes that off, that after a bad day in the field, somebody is thinking about me. Because some of those kids don't get anything when they're deployed.
Yeah.
They don't get letters. They don't get junk food. So we feel that we're touching at least
just
some of their
let
lives.
them know that their service is not going unnoticed.
Right. Because they're working 24/7 for our freedom.
Yeah.
Yep.
So what are you working now? Anything else other than that?
Turn my paper over. Oh, yeah.
What's that?
I have a dear friend that works at the community food bank at I think it's called Caridad Kitchen.
Yep.
They make meals for seniors. Well, during the summer, Tucson, we are so so well stocked with volunteers in the winter because all those people from back come out east, come and visit us. But in the summer, they leave because they don't like our summers. Can you imagine? So she's looking for volunteers to make meals, and it's about, I think it's 10 people would be needed. 8 people put all the meals together, and then 2 of them send it through the shrink wrap. That's not what it's called, but machine. So I would like to build at least 2 teams a month to go to help her out from June to September. It's downtown. It's in a safe place.
And who do the meals go to? Do you
Our
know?
seniors.
Okay.
Low income seniors.
Okay.
So if we don't do it, they don't eat.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Do me a favor, just give me the dates, and then we will make sure.
Okay, we have to make our dates.
Okay.
So
that's easy.
You want me to make the dates? Okay.
We can make the dates and then kind of go from there.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Can do that.
That'd be pretty decent. Because there's a lot of people that don't know how to get involved, and that's one quick and easy way.
Right.
And that's the thing. You know, we've talked about that before. You know, a lot of people, you know, you start talking about how to help out. A lot of people think that it's money, you know, and what we find out is it's not just money. It's time, effort, you know.
And what you find out is sometimes, now obviously organizations can always use more money to expand and whatnot, but there's times where they've got all the money and funding and tools or whatnot that they need to. Matter of fact, the lady that we were talking about with the bags.
That was actually Elaine, right?
Yeah.
Ellen.
Yeah, Ellen.
She was saying, we can get the food. We just need people to put it together.
Mm-hmm.
And we're like, ta-da!
And we're going, we thought that you needed more food. But she's going,
and that's the expensive part if you're on the volunteer end where you're supplying, because I raised $500 just to make those, let's say we raised almost $800 to make 300 bags. So if you're talking 1,400 bags, you're talking almost 3,000.
Correct.
That's hard for people to do, to come out of your pocket. But if you have someone that says, that's the easy piece, so is ours.
Just piece it together and make it happen.
Just call us.
Yeah.
Just call us.
Yeah, that's where we were at when we put them together last week, going, we could do this once a week if you need us to. It only took us 45 minutes to an hour to do it.
So why do you do what you do?
Because I'm a military brat and a military spouse. Mm-hmm. I've been in the military since I was 5. I don't know anything different.
So don't know any better.
I don't know any better. Mm-hmm. Right? I don't know anything different. I feel that my father served our country. My husband served our country.
You're serving our country.
I'm still serving my country.
There you go.
Because it's a natural fit. I mean, I do TMC Hospice. I do that program, but everything I do is...
Explain that one to me, if you don't mind.
Okay.
I haven't heard the details on this. And when I first heard a little bit about this, I initially thought that's something I can't do at this time.
You're true. That it.
You know.
It's called the We Honor Veterans Program. It's a program of the VA and this National Palliative Care Association. It's at TMC Hospice, and what we do for all the veterans that come in, if they want, we honor them. And by that, we give them a plaque. We put a flag in their room. We give them a pillowcase from Heads at Ease, and I can tell you about that other little grassroots thing. We give them some pens, and then they're rendered tribute salute at the end. So, excuse me. So it's not for everybody. Erin, you're right. And the reason I do it is I lost my mother-in-law and my mom at a hospice.
Yeah.
And it's a great way to go, if that's what you... Sorry.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that, like I say, I think that's definitely a tough job to do.
But it's the most rewarding feeling in the world, because you're not doing it for the veteran. You're doing it for his family, who's never heard his dad or mom's story. Mm-hmm. End of life does a lot of things. You know, I can tell you now because it's safe. Mm-hmm. I'm in this hospice bed, I'm in this room, and it's safe. And I know that you're military, so it's safe. Mm-hmm. Some share, some don't, but it's really helped the TMC Hospice, Puppy's House social workers, because we said for years we would like you to help us, and they wouldn't do it because they felt if they hadn't been in the military, they couldn't do it. Well, That's not true. Well, now we have them doing it, and they think the best things in sliced bread.
So what's that process look like? Is it like a one-day process, or are you going in there and checking
15 minutes.
Gotcha.
At the bedside. So we are called by a social worker to say that patient.
So-and-so. Yeah.
Well, they can't tell us. They just say we have a veteran, so we go in and we get, generally everything's made up, the plaque and all that, and we gather Dr. Lincoln, the medical advisor, the medical director and staff, and we try to have as many people there. And so we go in and we present this to Mr. Miller and read what it says on the certificate. We present it to him, and then they hang it up on the wall. Then they put an American flag on the wall, and then we put a patriotic pillowcase on their pillows, so everybody that passes that room knows that veteran, or that's a veteran.
That's great.
So it's only 15 minutes because, one, you don't want to be in there longer than that. If they engage, which most of them don't, because they're
Towards the end of life.
not, they're close to end of life, that we respect that. But if their family wants to talk, we do. But that 15 minutes has a huge impact on them. Huge impact.
I can't even imagine. Yeah.
It's not for everyone. It really isn't. I mean, if death, we all have to come to grips with death first. To me, death is a natural, that's what's going to happen to us. But I probably couldn't have done it, Aaron, either if I hadn't experienced an actual with my mom's.
I think, you talk about that. One of the things that it reminds me of is one of the veterans that I was a guardian for, Larry. And I remember when he was diagnosed with cancer, and they literally, I took him to the hospital and everything. It was a long story short, but he didn't want to go to the hospital. He wasn't going to go, but he and I were really good buddies, and so he opted to go. And literally, it was about 6-7 hours later, they diagnosed him and this, that, the other, and they literally told him right there that he had about 2 weeks left. I'm like, what? How does this happen? And there was it was interesting the way his reaction was just very, all right.
He was ready to go.
Yeah, and I'm like, and I wasn't ready. And I think with that being said, that taught me a lot right then and there. And it got me even more involved with individuals that, are closer to that expiration date than not. So I applaud you for that, because I think there's a lot of power behind that for the family, and so that's pretty neat.
Thank you.
Pretty neat. What else do you have going on? My gosh.
We'll have to buy some graduation presents.
Okay.
Maybe make dinner.
Those are the
tonight.
traditional ones, right?
Just the Hawaiian. What else do I have going on? Not much. I sit and plot and plan a lot in my head of things to do. Mm-hmm. But I don't have anything. Well, I do.
So you have a lot of these things that spin up, and then you kind of hand off the baton. Is there anything that you kind of foresee here in the future that you really, really want to kind of tackle, or does it just kind of come organically to you?
Comes organically.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have anything that I see that. It just comes. It just comes through. I see this, and there's a need, and it's like, oh, we can do that, and. One thing I'm working on with Heidi out at the Family Support Center at the base is...
Heidi Meisling, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel a special need to help the special needs families on base. The moms or the dad, whoever that special need. Because it's not only children, some of the spouses have special needs too. But I can't... I'm stuck. I know I want to do something, but I can't... And I've talked to several of the, I've talked to Marcus Saito on this, as there's so many factors.
Yeah.
Babysitting doesn't work for my schedule. I'm not interested.
Yeah.
I don't know that the military spouse, and I'm saying this, and it's probably not anywhere even close. I don't know that they have their hearts in the military like it was when I was a girl. Mm-hmm. That was just life. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of on my horizon, but I'm kind of stuck. Oh, saying that, I do have something I want to do.
What's that?
I want to do camp for military kids.
Yes, you talked about that.
There's several organizations around. I'm trying to there's an organization in Greeley, Colorado, and I write her every once in a while. You should be coming to Tucson, because she's in different spots. So I'm.
So what is that? The kids camp. What is that?
So the kids would come and swim and archery and crafts or music that's another thing. I don't know what it looks like, but I know we need to do it because the kids of deployed parents for 6 months don't have a parent there.
Yeah, they gotta have to sometimes
mom or dad.
Wait till somebody gets back.
I mean, there is a Girl Scouts does that in it's called Operation Red something, and they do that for girls for up there, but that's just girls. I want it to be. I don't know if I want it for I don't know. It's just that it's
a camp,
back there.
A camp.
Because I have a facility. I have a facility in town that's offered to help me.
Okay,
that's great.
Well, we may need to brainstorm on that later and figure out.
I think
something
so.
there. That'd be a good idea. Good idea.
That's awesome.
Anything else that you have?
No, I would say, what advice would you give for somebody that is maybe they got a heart for something, kids, adults, special needs, whatever that may look like, and they're wanting to start something but they don't know the next steps or what?
Call me.
Call you?
Brainstorm. Awesome, because that's how it works. I do this, but Aaron does that. Chase does that. All those elements come together, and then that's when we can then.
Yeah.
And I want them to be involved. I don't want them to be excluded, because their thoughts matter.
Yeah.
I don't want it to design it like it's a XYZ organization, and the rule says. I mean, yes, there'll be rules. Yes, there'll be guidelines, but everybody's idea is worth nurturing and watering.
Agreed.
Yeah, it's a lot of it is just connecting
Correct.
people to each other, and
Right.
you never know what's going to happen.
But if you were to go back and take a look at all of the people that you've come in contact with over the years, I mean, I think it's amazing. I really do, and I think you're right. That's what attributes to it, is this person here has this skill set or this strength, and that's their passion. And then you tap that with somebody else that has a little bit different of a passion, but the two together is just exponential.
And all it takes is asking.
Yep.
You know, it's just, I was just thinking in high school, I took public speaking, and my teacher didn't like me at all. I don't know, it's because I was military, but she bullied me. And back in those days, I was brought up, you didn't tell anybody that, because that's just authority. Well, she told me I could never be a public speaker, and I went, oh yeah, right, sister.
The laugh last.
That's right. And I think it was that determination. Her
saying
saying you can't, and I thought, first child, yeah, I can.
That's
So you can do anything you want to do. You just have to figure out how to do it. And I know there's a lot of people out there stuck on what to volunteer for, how to do it. Unfortunately, we don't have the volunteer center anymore, which we used to have years ago. I believe United Way does have a little bit of that, but there isn't a central core place that you can call and say, I'm interested in packing lunches.
Like a one hub location.
So do you want to start that? No would be the answer.
I look at, and we were just in a class a couple weeks ago, one of the lines in it that was taught was, once you identify your why, you'll find your way. And I think it's a lot of the organizations that you're a part of is they've got a very clear and defined why. It makes the way of how to complete it a lot easier.
Yep, you'll figure it out. The how is going to be figured out. And I think too many people try to figure out the how.
You just got to do it. You just got to, and if it doesn't work, years ago I was in with Mary Kay. She didn't believe you couldn't do anything. And you know her story. She went from vacuum cleaners to $1 billion trillion cosmetic business because she believed she could do it.
Yep.
That's right.
So there is no. It's just how you're going to get around that no.
That's right.
Yeah,
I totally agree with that.
No analysis or paralysis by analysis.
That's right. That is correct.
Just do it. If it doesn't work, adjust it and try again.
It's not a failure. The more you fail, the more you succeed.
Yeah.
That's right.
And if failure is a word you have trouble with, get rid of it.
Yeah.
Because there is no failure.
I totally agree with that.
That's awesome.
Yep. Good. Anything else that you want to mention at all? Hey, I'm going to be running into your son again in a couple weeks.
Are you?
Going down to Nashville again.
When?
Oh, beginning of June.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look him up.
I will.
Okay.
He and I are friends on Facebook now.
Are you? Good. See, you never know. I got people. We got people everywhere.
That's
Just got them everywhere.
Tucson and Nashville.
Tucson and Nashville. Well, have a great time. He's a great kid.
Yes, it is.
Well, we appreciate you letting us be a part of what you're doing.
Thank you. I'm glad you guys are part. You know,
All on board.
It just takes an ask. I say it's those 3 letters, ASK. People, I heard a friend say to the other day to another friend, she has no fear in asking anybody anything. And I said, what's the fear of?
Yeah.
Well, all you can say is no.
And by not asking somebody, you're maybe preventing them from experiencing an opportunity.
Correct.
There you go. Yep.
And if you don't know, you say, my friend Harry knows, so you go to Harry. So you just, the networking system works beautifully. You just got to use it.
That's right.
We were joking around at a meeting about Wreaths Across America while you were gone that Jenny and I are going to get shirts made that says Barbara 2020.
Yeah.
I got my vote.
Yep.
You just raised money, dude.
Yep.
I won't be there, but
Right.
I'll find another way. I'll find another way to use that money.
There you go.
There you go.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
You take care. Have a good one now.